Please raise your hand now. I'll give you until 8:40. So, dépêchez-vous. The motion is to replace in entirety the second motion, the second thing with the third thing, the amendment. Okay, how many people have their hands up presently?
51.
Oh, okay, lower hands, please.
52, 53. All right. Lower all hands.
Okay, those opposed to the calling the question. Oh, Jesus Christ, where are we? Somebody help me. We're calling the question, right?
Yep, you're good.
Right.
Yes, we are calling the question on Steph's motion.
Okay, so who wants to talk more by opposing calling the question? Raise your hand. You have until 8:41 and 45 seconds. Okay, so the question has been called. Motion carries. Now we move to voting on the amendment. So now is the question to replace in its entirety the motion that was amended by Vincent's motion, amended by Naaman. Now we're replacing entirely with what Steph has sent most recently. So if you support replacing the second thing with the third thing, raise your hand. You have until 8:43 p.m.
Point of order?
Yes?
I think Steph intended to replace the be it resolved clauses, not the whole thing. I think the be it resolved clauses where the controversy was.
Steph, can you confirm your intent here? Okay, so my apologies. The motion is to replace the be it resolved clauses, not the motion. I'll extend the voting period until 30 seconds past 8:43. So you have 45 seconds to vote for changing the preamble clauses, so the whereas statements. How many people are presently voting in favor?
34, 36.
36. Please lower hands.
37. Yep. Okay.
Those opposed to the amendment that has now been sent in chat, you have a minute until 8:45. Okay, I see nobody opposed to the amendment. Which means that the motion to amend carries. Brings us to a vote on the motion that's been sent in chat by Vincent at 8:43 p.m. Does anybody want to speak to the motion? We shall then proceed to a vote. Does anybody oppose the motion? I think it'll be uncontroversial at this point. So if you oppose the motion, you have until 8:50 to do so by raising your hand. This is to oppose the motion. Oh, wait. Oh, pardon me. Sorry, this is out of order, this vote. Cancel the vote. I'm sorry. We had a speaking list to return to. My apologies. Okay, so next on the speaking list that we're returning to that has now since like twice been put aside. The first person to speak to the motion that has now been amended and is available in chat is Vincent. So please.
This is good motion. You should vote for this motion so we can have a goose statue. In the interest of time, I recommend the rest of the people in the speaking list just withdraw unless they have something new to say.
Next is Neil. I don't know if you have been given permission. If you could raise your hand, perhaps, and then I can find your name easily. Brilliant. Please go ahead, Neil.
I like this new motion. I yield my time to the chair.
Next is Daniel Perchensky. Similarly, if you might raise your hand if you don't have permission to unmute. It appears that Daniel has left the meeting, as far as I can tell. Next is Nathaniel M. Young. I apologize if there's definitely more to your name, but could you close the chat, please? Nathaniel, if you would like to speak to the motion, you can unmute now.
Hi, thank you. Yeah, I have no comment at this point.
Thank you. Next is Mary. Sabiersma. Please go ahead.
Yeah, the new motion solves my concern. Also note, it'd be cool to do like something just abstract. People had the opportunity to spray paint like the engineering one. Make it real abstract. The cheap, more abstract it is, the cheaper it is. Just some sheet metal, some spray paint, and we're good.
Thank you, Mary. Next is Caleb Draper.
I feel as though everything that I needed to say has been said, so I can withdraw my time, and I'm good. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. Next is Abigail Hammond.
I'm also good with moving on. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Evan.
Okay, moving on.
Next is Matthew Schwartz.
Very happy to just move on.
Next is Alora. Go ahead, Alora. Sorry.
Thank you. I move that we call the question. It seems there's been lots of great discussion.
Okay. Is anybody willing to second a call to question? I see Nathaniel. Okay. So lower hands, please. We now proceed to calling the question on the main motion that is in chat. So if you wish to proceed immediately to a vote, you will vote in favor of calling the question. If you want to debate more, you will oppose calling the question. Those in favor, please raise your hand now. You'll have until 30 seconds past 8:51.
Alora, your mic is live.
How many do we have voting in favor presently?
58.
Okay, please lower hands. Those opposed to the motion in the chat, you will have until 30 seconds past 8:52. In the interest of time, those who do not vote will be considered to have abstained. So opposed, if you oppose, vote now. Okay, the motion appears to have carried, which brings us to a member proposal on COVID-19 public health measures. Whereas some WUSA members are prevented from enrolling in both online and in-person courses by the university's mandatory vaccination policy, and whereas education is a right for every student, not a privilege, and whereas Ontario has lifted vaccination requirements in most indoor settings, and whereas Ontario has lifted mandatory masking requirements as of March 21st, then be it resolved that WUSA supports the university removing proof of vaccination requirements for the spring term, and be it further resolved that WUSA supports
Ben,
the university.
I don't think we voted on the motion yet, have we? We just did the call the question.
No, we didn't. You're right.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Okay, very well. Then we'll go back to the main motion. Please lower hands. Okay, those in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. You'll have until 30 seconds past 8:52, 8:54. How many do we have voting in favor?
49.
Lower hands, please. Those opposed to the motion, please raise your hand. You will have until 30 seconds past 8:55. Okay. In the interest of time, those who have not voted will be considered to have abstained. The motion carries. Now we proceed to item number 9 on our agenda, which is a member proposal on COVID-19 public health measures, which I have read. I'll read the resolutions. Be resolved that WUSA supports the university removing proof of vaccination requirements for the spring term. And be it resolved that WUSA supports the university removing mask wearing requirements for indoor activities for the spring term. Is there anybody that would like to move this motion? Yeah, raise your hand. Okay, Abigail, Hammond, and Maria Tsogonikis will be mover and seconder of the motion. Abigail, would you like to speak to the motion as the mover?
I have a privileged motion. I object to the consideration of the question.
I don't think that will be in order, Edward.
That is in order even when a member has the floor.
I think that given how we've conducted the meeting to this point, it would be inappropriate to do so.
I still believe that consideration question will be harmful to the assembly and to the organization.
So, Ben,
Look,
Sorry to
either
interrupt.
way, we're
Ben-
running out of time.
Ben,
If-
did you put me down as a mover?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
The Abigail is the mover and they have the floor.
Okay. And who's the second?
Okay, so here's the deal. We are running out of time. So whether we keep talking about this goose thing or we start talking about the vaccination stuff, I move that we extend the time till at least 9:30. I know a lot of people aren't going to want to do that, but otherwise no discussion is going to happen no further discussion is going to happen, period.
Is there anybody who would like to second a motion to extend the adjournment of the meeting by 30 minutes?
I will second it.
Okay, I presume that was Alora. So now we are, we'll have hands lowered, please. And at this point, I'm not keeping a speaking list. We'll get back to your hands, sorry. But so now we're talking about whether to extend the meeting by 30 minutes. So I see, okay. Noah Morton, I'm sorry, I can't see all, Sidorak, please. Would you like to speak to the motion to extend? Noah? Okay, I'm not hearing anything from Noah. Next is Cannon. Would you like to speak to the motion to postpone the adjournment of the meeting, Cannon?
I would like to call quorum check.
Point of privilege was quorum, or point of order was quorum check called before the goose mandate vote.
So a quorum check is in order. Quorum is so we reached quorum and began the meeting, and when it is brought to the attention of the chair that quorum ought to be checked, I have an obligation to do so. Wasn't brought to my attention before the other motions or business we've conducted since coming to order. We do have to, I have a duty to consider that. So I'll ask Mike whether or not we have quorum.
We do not currently have quorum, and not that this isn't something we would normally track minute by minute, but we lost it about 3 minutes ago.
Very well. So the meeting having lost quorum, is my understanding that we cannot